Getting reliable information out of Gaza has become increasingly difficult. Conditions for journalists are dangerous and only a few people have made it out of the territory. Gazan journalist Hazem Balousha is one of them. And we'll talk to him in just a moment. First, though, here's a short profile, including a few images he recorded from his journey out of the territory.
Hazem Balousha, a longtime reporter and DW contributor since 2012. He's covered many conflicts between Israel and Hamas, but he says this war is like nothing else he's experienced. He's had to strike a balance between objective reporting, worries about his family, and his personal feelings as a Gazan. This is footage he took of his neighborhood. For him, it was clear he could not return. The area has been under fire since October 7th, the day of Hamas's terror attacks on Israel. Hazem moved south and kept trying to get the news out, amid power outages and with no internet. He took this photo of a boy struggling to stay in touch. Hazem took with him just a few keepsakes, like this leaflet dropped by the Israeli army, warning people to flee the north. He caught the leaflet from a rooftop in a refugee camp. On November 3rd, he took this footage of his long wait at the Rafah crossing to enter Egypt, and then made his way to Jordan, one of the few lucky ones to get out. He says he feels guilty leaving his wider family behind, as well as all the other Gazans who have nowhere to go.
Well, Hazem Balousha is now safe in Jordan's capital, Amman, and joins us now. Well, welcome back, Hazem. How do you feel about being out of Gaza now?
It's a mixed feeling, to be honest. I'm happy for myself, my family as well, especially my children, that we are out and safe. We are not under bombardment as we used. We are able to reach water and have good food. But in the same time, it's very hard for me to leave the rest of my family or extended family, brothers and sisters and father.
And the journey itself, what was that like? And how was it at the Rafah border crossing?
The journey was very tough and very hard. I learned about myself being on the list around 4 a.m. The day I left on November 3. I moved out of the refugee that I stayed at a Nusayrat refugee camp in the central Gaza Strip. I was struggling to get some gasoline for my car to be able to drive, as I was out of it. Luckily, the day before, I secured 4 liters with a very high price. That made me able to drive down to Rafah. I arrived there about 7:30 in the morning, and till about 7 p.m. in the same day, I crossed out of the Egyptian terminal, plus 6 to 7 hours driving to Cairo, till we stayed there for a week. Then last Friday, I came to Amman here.
What you said there about having to get the petrol, that's just a very vivid reminder of, even if you get the good news that you can get out, your troubles are only just sort of starting, given the conditions that are in the territory at the moment.
Well, the situation in Gaza is very hard. I'm still attached to the place, but because of two things. Mainly is because of my family are there, my house is there. Probably it is destroyed as it's part of the grand invasion area. Secondly, because I am a journalist and I'm keeping an eye on it, and I'm still reporting, and I'm trying to do my best from here, from Amman, communicating with people. And there, the situation is miserable. Just like half an hour ago, there is a new blackout as the telecommunication companies announced no longer ability to operate the stations and the towers. So we are not able to communicate with ordinary people there, or even they can't communicate with each other.
Right. And so I know it's that you're still in touch with people, and things are getting worse, or are people just sort of resigned to a terrible situation continuing to be terrible?
Well, it is terrible from day one, but I mean, as the war continued for longer time, things are getting harder. Little availability of goods, little availability of water. People run out of cash. Prices raised up. And some items like to 4 or 5 times, or even more in some items. More people are killed, more casualties. Hospitals are not able to treat patients. There is a huge load. I'm communicating with people. It's very hard to connect them, even with the availability of communication in theory, but reaching them with the lack of electricity and signals, like it's very hard. I try like 20 times at least to reach someone in Gaza. There is no internet. Today I talked to my brother there, and he says like the prices at least for the food 4 times than it used to be when you were there.
Tell me how people, as you talk to people in Gaza, how do they regard Hamas? Is there widespread support or anger at them?
Well, in Gaza, people are divided. I'm not telling a secret. There are some voices criticizing Hamas and blaming it for what happened, and they say that out loud on social media, whether videos or texts. I saw many tweets, many posts on Facebook, and some on Instagram, some WhatsApp groups. I talk to people personally when I was there, or now when I'm out, I'm talking to people. Still, some people are criticizing Hamas, but in the same time, there are other people who are supporting what they call it resistance, and they blame Israel. This is what Israel is not. This is because of Israel is doing it. Maybe they are not supporting what happened on October 7, but still that they blame Israel for what's happening right now in Gaza.
Okay, thanks for that, Hazem. Good talking to you, as ever. Glad you're safe. I look forward to speaking to you again.